The footage every Fever fan has been waiting for just dropped, and it's already going viral. For weeks, Indiana Fever supporters have been refreshing their feeds, anxiously scanning for even the tiniest update on Caitlin Clark. Rumors swirled, questions piled up. Was she close to coming back? Was the season slipping away without her? And just when hope seemed to fade, a short clip surfaced. A clip that showed Caitlin Clark, not sitting on the sidelines in street clothes, not wrapped in warm-up gear, but back on the hardwood. The impact of this moment can't be overstated. Clark isn't just another player in the WNBA. She's the rising face of the league, the kind of generational talent who shifts attendance, viewership, and momentum just by stepping onto the floor. Indiana's entire playoff picture hinges on her presence. Without her, the Fever are a young, promising team struggling to find consistency. With her, they become a dangerous wild card, capable of upsetting even established contenders. And this new footage, her jogging, dribbling, laughing with teammates, sparked something bigger than just trending hashtags. It sent a message. Caitlin is closer than anyone thought. In this video, we're breaking down everything. The unseen details in that viral practice clip, the signs that show she's on the road to recovery, the full timeline of her injuries, how her team and coaches reacted, what this means for the Fever's playoff hopes, the fan speculation, and ultimately, the bigger picture of what her comeback means not just for Indiana, but for women's basketball as a whole. So buckle in, because what looks like a 30-second video is actually a turning point in the Fever's entire season. It started with a shaky camera phone recording, just a few seconds long, but within hours, it was everywhere. Caitlin Clark, wearing her Fever practice gear, moving with purpose. First a jog across the baseline, then some light dribbling sequences, then a moment where she stopped to exchange a quick laugh with a teammate. Nothing dramatic, no flashy behind-the-back passes, no logo threes, just simple, basic basketball drills. And yet, it exploded online. Twitter lit up, Instagram reels spread the footage like wildfire. WNBA blogs and sports channels immediately clipped it, analyzing her body language, her stride, her facial expressions. Within a single afternoon, the video had racked up hundreds of thousands of views, with fans commenting things like, "She's back! This changes everything." Why such a reaction? Because context matters. For weeks, the only thing fans had seen of Caitlin was her sitting courtside in sweats, cheering on her team. That silence created an aura of mystery. When would she return? Was she recovering at all? Would she be back before the Fever's playoff push fizzled out? This one clip shattered that uncertainty. It didn't just show movement, it showed intent. Caitlin wasn't jogging like someone rehabbing alone in a gym. She was with her teammates, blending into the rhythm of practice. It suggested clearance, trust, progress. And it's the little things that really stood out. Slow-motion replays highlighted her cross-step during defensive shuffles. Observers noted how she planted on both legs without visible hesitation. Even the way she jogged, upright, fluid, not favoring one side, spoke volumes. For athletes, body language can tell a story long before official reports do. The reaction online reflected that. Former players chimed in with cautious optimism, saying her movements looked smooth. Analysts dissected the clip frame by frame. Fever fans flooded comment sections with relief and excitement. But the truth is, this wasn't just about Caitlin running around in sneakers again. This clip mattered because it carried symbolism. After weeks of uncertainty, after the sting of losses without her, this was hope in motion. Still, to fully understand why this short video made such waves, you have to look at what it revealed beneath the surface. Because this wasn't just a casual warm-up, it was a signpost, pointing towards something deeper. But this was more than just a short clip. It revealed something deeper. What exactly made that clip different from a casual shoot-around? It was the details, the kind of subtle technical movements that coaches and trainers pay attention to. For starters, Caitlin wasn't just jogging laps. She was sliding laterally, testing the exact movements most affected by her injuries. When players deal with groin strains or ankle issues, lateral quickness is often the last hurdle. Seeing her shuffle side to side, bending into defensive stances, was a huge tell. That's not a drill they'd let her attempt if she wasn't clearing major recovery milestones. Then there were the passing drills. Fans saw her zipping one-touch passes across the court, running through high-speed exchanges with teammates. Passing might look low impact compared to scoring, but it requires quick reaction time, sudden pivots, and planting feet firmly. Again, a clear sign her body was holding up under real basketball stress. And the most underrated detail, the intensity. She wasn't moving like someone at 30% or just testing things out. She looked engaged, smiling, even joking with teammates. For a player like Caitlin, confidence in her body is everything. The footage showed not just physical progress, but mental readiness. This matters because athletes returning from injury often face two battles: healing the body and trusting it again. Too many times, players move tentatively, second-guessing every cut. But Caitlin's movements didn't scream hesitation. They suggested she was beginning to believe again. And yet, the clip also sparked an important question. Which injury was she actually overcoming here? Was this the groin that sidelined her in July? Or was it the ankle bruise from August? Fans speculated endlessly. Some argued her movement looked too clean for a groin strain still lingering. Others pointed to the ankle, noting she wasn't wearing extra support braces. The truth may be that she was overcoming both simultaneously. Groin injuries require careful ramp-up. Ankle bruises can nag for weeks, and the Fever's silence left everyone guessing. But one thing became undeniable. The drills Caitlin was doing weren't light rehab steps. They were basketball steps, the kind you only take when the finish line is near. And yet the real question everyone asked was, which injury was she fighting through? The moment the footage surfaced, attention immediately shifted to how the Indiana Fever themselves would respond. We know the Fever organization has been extremely cautious about providing medical updates. They've played their cards close to the chest, only giving vague comments about day-to-day progress and evaluation ongoing. But after this video hit the internet, people began dissecting every word the coaching staff and players said. And here's where things get interesting. The Fever's assistant coach, when asked about Caitlin, didn't brush it off. Instead, she acknowledged that it was great to see her back moving around with the team. Notice the phrasing, with the team. That's not an isolated rehab session. That's reintegration. And that word choice matters because when players are simply rehabbing, they're usually off to the side, doing resistance band work, light shooting, or stationary drills. What we saw in this footage, and what the staff confirmed, is that she's once again part of team drills. Here's the cold, hard truth. With Caitlin Clark on the floor, the Indiana Fever are a completely different team. Let's look at the numbers. Before her injury setbacks, Indiana was finally starting to click. Their offensive rating improved, their spacing opened up, and fans could see glimpses of a squad ready to make a serious playoff push. Without her, the offense slowed, defenses collapsed on other guards, and the Fever looked like a team scrambling to survive. Playoff basketball isn't just about skill, it's about momentum. The Fever's momentum took a huge hit the moment Caitlin went down. Analysts openly questioned if they'd be able to hang on to a playoff seed. Ticket sales, which had skyrocketed with Caitlin's arrival, began to plateau. The buzz, the excitement, the spark, it all dimmed just a little bit. That's why this practice footage matters so much. It's not just, oh great, Caitlin's doing layup lines. No, this is about hope returning to a franchise right when they needed it most, because the Fever's playoff destiny hangs in the balance. Let's frame it clearly. With Caitlin, they're fighting for a spot. Without her, they're likely slipping out of contention. And fans know it. That's why the clip went viral within hours. That's why comment sections were flooded with, "Please let her be back before the Sparks game." Or, "If she's moving like this, she's suiting up soon." People understand the stakes. Think of it like this. Imagine a chessboard where your queen has been taken out. The rest of your pieces can still fight, but everything feels harder, more desperate. When the queen returns to the board, suddenly, the entire game shifts back in your favor. Caitlin Clark is the Fever's queen piece. Her vision, her shooting, her leadership, they tilt the court every time she's out there. And as the playoffs creep closer, every single game becomes critical. That's why this viral practice moment isn't just another training video. It could literally be the clip that re-sparks a playoff run. And if the playoff picture wasn't enough to spark conversation, the internet made sure this turned into something even bigger. The fan buzz around Caitlyn's return has been nothing short of electric. The second the clip dropped, fans went into detective mode. Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, every corner of the sports internet was suddenly filled with slowed-down replays, zoomed-in screenshots, and endless debate. Some people swore they saw her moving at 75% speed. Others insisted she looked ready to play tomorrow. And then, the big question emerged. When exactly will Caitlin Clark return? Speculation started flying fast. Some circled the Fever's upcoming game against the Los Angeles Sparks as the perfect return stage. Others thought maybe the organization was targeting a home game, so her comeback could happen in front of Indiana fans. A few even argued this was all just a teaser and that she might not be back until the playoffs, if the Fever make it. What really fueled the buzz, though, were the analysts. Several pointed out that teams don't let players run live drills unless a return is relatively close. If she's in practice, one analyst said, she's at least 2 steps away from game readiness. That's not months away. That's days or weeks. Suddenly, the speculation wasn't just fan-driven. It was supported by expert breakdowns. Meanwhile, memes started rolling out. Fans jokingly posted Caitlyn is him clips, side-by-side comparisons with her college highlights, and even countdown clocks predicting her official return. One thing was clear. The internet wasn't just watching, it was celebrating. For the Fever themselves, the psychological impact is massive. Having Caitlyn back in the gym changes the culture. It makes every practice sharper, every drill more meaningful. And even if she doesn't suit up tomorrow, the knowledge that she's close gives the entire organization a surge of energy. So here we are. The footage every fan was waiting for has finally dropped, and it confirmed what many had been hoping. Caitlin Clark is back on the court. Sure, it's only practice. Sure, we don't have an official return date, but the signs are undeniable. This isn't the beginning of recovery. This is the final stretch. And that's why this moment feels so much bigger than basketball. This isn't just a viral video. It's a turning point, a spark of hope for a team, a fan base, and a league that's capturing the world's attention like never before. So now, only one question remains. How soon before Caitlin Clark turns this practice comeback into game day dominance? Because if the footage is any indication, that moment is coming, and it's coming fast.